Washeka, folks. Back with another reaction, back with another J-drama score or soundtrack reaction. Indeed, in this case it's the latter, it's soundtrack. I'm going to go right back and react to another tune from Ouroboros, again, neo-noir detective / Shakespearean tragedy show. 2015 is when this show aired. I mentioned it before. It has a number of my favorite actors and actresses in J-drama, particularly Oguri Shun and Ueno Juri. The first one of which I know from a number of shows. He was in Honey or Dango. I mean, he's been Tokyo Dogs, like a million things over the years. And then Ueno Juri, most notably for me, was in Norame Cantabile. But yeah, she also has been in, what is it, like Alice's Thorn. She's in a number of things. She's in a lot of dramas. But yeah, again, it's a sort of gritty detective show about, like, you know, a crime, this brutal murder that happened 20 years ago, and the people who were just kids at the time, but who sorta, kinda witnessed it, they basically devote their lives to figuring out what happened. And yeah, it's just a brilliant show, epic music, epic drama, some real, like, oh my god, I cannot believe that, you know, that dramatic twist that just happened. Like, I was not prepared for that. A couple, like, real crazy moments. So yeah, it's a brilliant show. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. We're going to go back for the first track on the soundtrack, and it's a tune called No One. Now, there's no, like, female vocalist listed here in the credits. I do believe, because it's just listed with all the other tracks on the soundtrack as being by Kimura Hideakira. So I'm assuming, like, he composed the song or, like, wrote the song, but there's definitely a female vocalist, so I don't know who that is. But I mentioned before, this is sort of the main title of the show. It's kind of used, you know, in the menu of the home release. It's used, I think, in the moments where, but I'm trying to remember, I don't think this show has, like, a proper, like, intro title sequence. I think, you know, it sort of, like, starts, and then it just does the narrative. But this song does play during the show, that's my point. Not just in the sort of menu of the home release, the DVD set, but it plays, like, at a lot of moments when the two main characters, and if you want to see a longer explanation of the show, go watch the reaction I did for Missing Link from the same soundtrack. But when the two guys, the one cop and the one Yakuza guy, work together and reveal themselves as being partners, this song will often play. So it's sort of this dramatic kind of moment when it happens. But it's interesting, like, in terms of the sonics, I would say this song is most directly, like, pop rock, or maybe more like rock pop, in the sense that it's more of a rock oriented tune, but it does have kind of like a pop rock feel. I would say also, especially in regard to the intro and one of the elements, it has like an East Asian feel. Like the beginning has kind of like that classic, like plucked, like East Asian string instrument. I forget the name of it. I mean, there's a few different ones, but I'm thinking of, there's like specifically a Japanese one that you like sit next to it and kind of play it. I don't know if it's actually on one of those traditional instruments, but it has that kind of feel. It's a very East Asian feel. And then as it rolls into the song, like I said, it's this sort of like dramatic kind of rock pop tune with a notable female vocalist with a good voice. So I can't tell you who is on the Vox, but as I said, the soundtrack overall is by Kimura Hideakira. So let's get it. This is No One, given the subtitle main title, from the show Ouroboros 2015. Is in a lot of the different sound, or the score pieces in different iterations. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Up on those cymbals. And this is like right when they like knock someone down, or like. Dirty guitars. from a show. Maybe alternative rock, even maybe not even pop rock or rock pop. It's a big tune. And there's like vocal, choir kind of, I think synth also. There's a lot going on in the back. Like organ. Like someone sharpening knives. Oof. I'm not sure in the show it ever plays all the way to the end. Yeah, I don't think that moment ever plays. I like the way it sort of got a little unhinged and off the rails right before the end. That was cool. So yeah, like I said, to me, it's impossible to like extract it from the context of the show, but that is indicative to me of how memorable and sort of just epic and like again beautifully tragic the show is. So once again, recommendation for the show if you're into checking out shows. You can get a DVD set of it either on Amazon or eBay. Probably going to be cheaper on eBay. When I've gotten some of these shows from Amazon, it tends to be like $45 whatever, and then on eBay you can find them for like $28, like $30. So. But yeah, bottom line, you can find this show if you're interested. And like I said, the whole soundtrack is great. We'll go through most of it. But yeah, bottom line, let me know what you think of this tune. I think there's one or two other tracks on here that are kind of song-like, maybe just one more. I think there's an Arashi song, which is interesting to me. I mentioned, it's Sakura by Arashi. Sakura meaning like cherry blossom, but it's also used for like a part of Tokyo. It's also used sometimes to refer to like the national like security services, which are like located in that part of Tokyo. Regardless, Arashi is like a J-pop group. Like all the people in it are kind of famous. They're all like actors in different shows, but maybe the most famous is Matsumoto Jun. And Matsumoto Jun and Oguri Shun, who is in Ouroboros here, they're like two of the main characters in Hanayori Dango, which again, it's one of the first shows I saw. It's kind of this melodramatic, like over-the-top romance, though again, it gets sort of like more real and epic as it goes along. Anyway, so that's an interesting connection. That Matsumoto Jun and Arashi provide one of the main songs that's included on this soundtrack for Ouroboros, in which Oguri Shun is one of the main actors. In any case, those of you who don't follow J-drama will be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Regardless, let me know what you think of the song. Other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.